Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk all things Ocean City real estate. The good, the great, and occasionally the what were they thinking. Today we're tackling one of the most asked about topics I get from buyers, the high rises. You've probably driven over the 90 bridge, looked up north, and thought, wow, what are those beautiful buildings up there? Or maybe you've been sitting on the beach traffic on Coastal Highway, looked up and thought, I want to be in one of those, not stuck down here. Well, today we're breaking it all down. The history, the location, the amenities, what's around them, and most importantly, what you need to know if you're thinking about buying in one of these buildings. So buckle up because we're going on a tour of Ocean City legendary condo row. Let's go back in time for a second, but don't worry. I'll keep this brief. This isn't a history class after all. But before the 70s, almost nobody vacationed north of 30th Street in Ocean City. The upper end of the island was basically just sand and seagulls. Then a perfect storm of events changed everything. In '62, the Ash Wednesday storm absolutely devastated Ocean City, wiped out smaller cottages, crushed property values, and ironically handed developers a golden opportunity. Land prices dropped and developers swooped in to buy up large parcels in what was then North Ocean City. Then the infrastructure followed. A sewage treatment plant was built in the 70s, the Route 90 bridge opened in 71, and the second span of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge opened in 73. Suddenly, getting to the north end was easy, and developers said, great, let's build. And they did build fast. The very first high-rise condo in Ocean City was High Point South on 114th Street, built in the 1970. It stood alone, 15 stories of look what we did, and it didn't stay lonely for long. The Carousel, the Century, the Golden Sands, the English Towers, the Capri, the Atlantis, the Pyramid, building after building went up through the early mid-70s. Now here's where it's getting interesting. Developers were selling units at pre-construction prices to investors hoping to flip them for profit. But then 1973 recession hit, gas prices spiked, people stopped traveling, and suddenly there were over 3,000 unsold condos units just sitting there, awkward. But spoiler alert, the economy bounced back in the late 70s and early 80s like it always does. The high rises filled up and Ocean City experienced a real estate boom. And those early investors who held on, well, they made out really well. Something to think about. All right, so where exactly are these buildings? The stretch known as Condo Row, also called the Gold Coast, because that just sounds better, runs along the ocean front from 94th Street in the south all the way up to 118th Street in the north. That's roughly a 24-block stretch of oceanfront real estate that is unlike anything else in the mid-Atlantic. When you're driving north on Coastal Highway, you'll start to see them rise up around 94th Street. That's where the 9400 building kicks things off. And they continue north, building after building, all the way to the Carousel at 118th Street. So just to lock that in your brain, 94th Street to 118th Street, south to north, Condo Row. Now, what's around that area, you might ask? Well, this stretch of Ocean City is sometimes called the quieter side of OC. And I say that loosely because it's still Ocean City. But compared to the Boardwalk area downtown, yes, it has a more residential, relaxed feel. You've got restaurants, plenty of them up and down Coastal Highway, from casual seafood spots to sit-down dining. Grocery stores and shopping. There are grocery stores, convenience stores, retail shops with easy reach, so you're not hauling groceries from downtown. Mini golf and entertainment. Hey, it's Ocean City. Mini golf is basically its own food group up here. Easy beach access. Almost every high-rise sits directly on the ocean or is steps from the beach. You're not driving, you're walking, possibly still in your pajamas. No judgment. The Route 90 bridge. You're close to it, which means getting on and off the island during peak season is actually manageable. Trust me, that matters more than you think when you're trying to leave on a Saturday in July. Now let's talk about some of the major players on Condo Row and what they bring to the table. The 9400 building on 94th Street. This is the southern anchor of Condo Row. Built in 76, this building is actually known for being constructed as a continuous pour of concrete, making it one of the structurally strongest buildings on the beach. It sits perpendicular to the shoreline, so you get both ocean and bay views from the balconies. And you're walkable to restaurants and shops at the south end of the row. The Plaza, it sits on 98th Street, built in 85. The Plaza is one of the newer buildings on Condo Row, and it shows. This one is built parallel to the beach, which means every single balcony faces the ocean. Every one. 221 units, ranging from 2 to 3 bedrooms. Amenities including an indoor pool, outdoor pool with a sun deck, a tiki bar, yes, a tiki bar, a sauna, a hot tub, covered parking, and 24-hour security. The Plaza also has one of the best reputations in town for its association, management, and reserve funds, which, if you know anything about condo buying, it's a really big deal. At the Atlantis on 103rd Street, a popular mid-row building with direct oceanfront access and solid rental history. Great central location on Condo Row with easy access to dining and shopping on Coastal Highway. English Towers on 100th Street, built in the 70s. English Towers is known in the local real estate community for something very specific: excellent management and financial health. In the condo world, that's like finding a unicorn. 120 units with 2 to 3 bedroom floor plans, fitness center, game room, indoor pool, on-site management, and 24-hour security. Here's a pro tip. Some of the west-facing units in this building have stunning bay views and are often underpriced compared to the oceanfront side. That's a hidden gem alert. At the Capri on 110th Street, a well-established building with great rentability and solid location near the mid to upper end of Condo Row. Close to restaurants, with oceanfront access and popular among both investors and owner-occupants. You also have the Sea Watch on 115th Street. This one is a beast in the best possible way. Sea Watch is one of the largest buildings on Condo Row with 408 units. And it's built in a unique V shape, which means every single unit on the ocean has an oceanfront view. Every single one. Amenities here read like a resort brochure. Indoor, outdoor pools, kiddie pool, game room, a pizza and ice cream shop. Yes, there's pizza inside the building. A movie theater, basketball courts, and a fitness room. There's also an on-site management, security, and a large parking garage. If you've got a family and you want an all-in-one experience, the Sea Watch is hard to beat. At the Golden Sands on 101st Street, one of the most recognized names on all of Condo Row, Golden Sands has been a staple since the 1970s, loaded with amenities, strong rental demand, and a location that just works. Indoor and outdoor pools, game room, fitness center, this building checks the boxes and has for decades. At the High Point South on 114th Street, that is the original, the OG, the one that started it all in the 1970s. High Point South is a bit more laid back, fewer bells and whistles compared to some of the other bigger buildings, but it carries historical significance and provides a quieter, more serene beach experience for buyers who don't need a movie theater in their building. And the last one, the Carousel on 118th Street, the northernmost building on Condo Row and one of the most unique in Ocean City. The Carousel is part hotel, part condo, and it houses one of the OC's most famous features, an indoor ice skating rink. Yes, on the beach, ice skating, only in Ocean City. The complex also has an indoor and outdoor pools, restaurants, patio bar, and a full-service lounge on its own little world up there on 118th Street. Okay, So you're watching this because you're thinking about buying. Let me give you a few key things to keep in mind when looking at these buildings. Location on the road matters. The southern end near 90th to 100th Street tends to be a bit more accessible and is closer to more commercial activity on Coastal Highway. The upper end near 110 to 118th Street is slightly more residential and peaceful. Neither is better, it just depends what you want. Oceanfront versus ocean views versus Bayview. Direct oceanfront units command premium prices, but don't overlook the west-facing units with bay views, especially in buildings like the English Towers. You can get significantly more value. You're still in the beachfront building, and those bay views, they are stunning. Rental potential is huge here. Condo Row has excellent rental demand. If you're thinking investment, buildings like Sea-Watch, the Plaza, the Golden Sands, and the Capri have strong rental histories. That rental income can meaningfully offset your carrying costs. And this is important. Know the building's financials. Maryland passed new condo reserve fund laws, House Bill 107, that went into effect in 2023 and 2024. This affects how buildings must fund their reserves for future repairs. Before you buy in any building, you can obviously talk to a local expert, but you want to understand its financial health. A poorly funded reserve can mean unexpected special assessments. I'm sure you've heard of that before. And nobody wants a surprise of a $20,000 bill. Work with a local agent who knows these buildings inside and out. So there you have it. Ocean City Condo Row from 94th Street to 118th Street, the Gold Coast, the high rises, whatever you want to call it. This stretch of oceanfront real estate has a fascinating history, incredible variety, and honestly, some of the best beach real estate value on the East Coast. Whether you're looking for a quiet getaway, an investment property, or a full-time coastal lifestyle, there's nothing in this stretch for you. There's something for sure in this stretch for you. If you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up. It actually helps more people find this content. And if you have questions about a specific building or want to know more about the buying process in Ocean City, drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos where we'll be diving deeper into individual buildings, real estate trends, and everything else you need to know about Ocean City property. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the beach.